Hey, this is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com with more secrets to unlock his heart. Today we're talking about 5 ways to catch his eye without even trying. And I was thinking I might need a little bit of head protection because I'm going to be covering some controversial stuff. Well, let's see if I can do without it, okay? Here we go. Well, I wish I could say that men don't judge books by their covers. In fact, I wish I could say that women don't judge them by their covers as well, but we know that we're only human and we have certain weaknesses. Of course, a man's weakness is his ego and a woman's weakness is her vanity. The one thing you got to know, though, is how to catch his eye if you want to get out there and date him. Yes, you probably already know that I'm not simply dishing out some sort of sexist spiel here. You want him to see you and desire you. Now, before I jump into this topic, I want to say up front that you may have been misinformed by today's fashion magazines and confusing media messages. You do not need to be stick bug thin and you don't need to be a supermodel to attract a man. What you got to do is you got to accentuate your assets. Asset number 1, the biggest asset of course, is the tush. As ZZ Top once celebrated, "Lord, take me downtown. I'm just looking for some tush." Guys love butts. No ifs, ands, or, about it. Why? Because it represents the thing that women have that draws the male eye, and that's curves. So be sure to highlight yours. Asset 2, of course, is cleavage. Note that I did not say big boobs. There's a difference here. Cleavage is the hint of breasts and the hint of what may yet come. So accentuate that as much as possible. All right, so let's talk about how to accentuate these things. First of all, catch his eye tip number 1, touch and self-soothe. Use jewelry to draw his eyes to the sexual areas of your body, and also use self-caressing to draw his eye to them sensually. Touching yourself is one of the things that women have the liberty of doing, whether it's running the hand along the back of your neck or along your neck here. All of these things draw his eye to you and to the sexual parts of your body. Please note that I am not saying you got to turn yourself into a sexual object, but here's the truth. Men and women are sexual objects when we're thinking about sex. So let's get past that and get into more of the ways to catch his eye. Catch his eye tip number 2, lose the boring clothing. Okay, every woman has some comfy clothes in her wardrobe and a few things that don't serve her femininity, let's just say that. Some of it's stuff that's great for work, but it's not so great for dating. You gotta have some clothing that's suitable for that kind of dating and socialization. So if you are going out after work, make sure you carry a little change of something to get into after work. Catch his eye tip number 3 is, of course, being flirty and fun. Yeah, you're probably going to get tired of hearing this one from me, but it's true, and there's no getting around it. Men love a woman that loves to flirt and play with men's sexual energy. Let me give you a big secret here. Men are not looking for promiscuity in women, even when he seems to be pushing for sex. Even when you're being propositioned by guys on Facebook, online dating, Tinder, whatever, he's testing simply to see what boundaries you have, and if you'll fall into the let's just have some fun category, or the she might be a possible keeper. The secret is to, of course, flirt and ramp up that energy, that sexual energy, in your interactions with him to get his interest. Catch his eye tip number 4 is easy on the pancake. Looking pretty isn't a function of how much makeup you can put on. I'll tell you straight from a man's heart, many women don't know how to be tasteful with how she applies her makeup. The fact is that men don't want to wake up next to a woman we can't recognize. So do the time-worn cliche. Use makeup to accentuate your best features. And of course, the best makeup should look like you're not wearing any at all. Catch his eye tip number 5, project your inner beauty. Something that few men talk about is how a man can read a woman's body language to figure out how she feels about herself. All women are beautiful to men, some more beautiful to some men and some to others. But across the board, men worship a woman's beauty and her desirability. So there's a couple of things you got to avoid doing when you go out, and these things sabotage your mindset, which sabotages your overall attractiveness. First thing, don't go out while you feel ugly, okay? Hey, we all get down on our image every once in a while. Women do this a lot too. So what you don't want to do is ride that attitude out into a social situation. Take a few minutes, meditate on your strengths, maybe read a few affirmations that resonate with you from your journal. Whatever it is, get unstuck from that mindset because it will drag down your overall attractiveness. Another thing that will really kill your attractiveness is telling yourself that this guy is a good catch when he's actually substandard. Yes, there are good men out there. It's true, okay? But you can't find them if you're letting the first man you meet be your next best prospect. Be discriminating. Hold him to a higher standard right from the very start. And that's the key part right there. If you don't do it from the start, you can't backtrack and do it later. You see, most men who would be great partners in relationships turn into slackers because the woman did all the work for him at the start. So he just skated along on the lowest level of commitment and energy he could get away with. And if you want to learn how to sustain that attraction, get it, start it, keep it going, well, I've got something you need to see. Guys who are going to stick around will always look for substance beyond the pretty packaging. Give him something he can't resist by learning how to be irresistible to a man. Go on over to datingadviceguru.com/irresistible, where I've got a quick little video that's going to show you what the key factor is in a man's attraction and desire for a woman. Go on over to datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. I'll be talking again soon. This is Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. I guess I didn't need the helmet. Good thing I took it off. As always, live and love with passion.